Hello, everybody. I don't know where Frank is. He was having problems with his phone today. I was having problems with my phone today and my internet. We were going to do a members live and things just didn't work out. So I'm going to set up a members live for on Sunday. Hopefully, a bunch of the members can join us. And then we'll do another members live next week too to make up for it. So if he joins us, he joins us. If not, you get me. So how is everyone doing? Just wanted to thank Derek Farmer for becoming a member. We appreciate it. Hello, Sierra. How are you doing? Ladybug, for you, nice that you can join us. Tonight we're going to talk about the story that you had mentioned below. TTM Fangirl. Yes, you were here early. Welcome. Olivia 2 is with us. DGR Dave, hello, how are you? Thanks for joining us, Andrea. Lakeside Justice, how are you? Country Dog Lady. Yeah, we're going to go over that story here tonight. I've actually got a lot to talk about tonight. Hello, Wanda from Missouri. Hi, Jan. Polygraph, nice to see you. It's about the effing music. How are you doing? Hello, Chris. Glad you could join us. Melissa's here. Christy Lynn. Good evening. I should say good late evening. Jackie, nice to see you. Thomas, nice to see you too. Hey, Melissa. Yes, my back is better. Feeling a lot better today. Lot better. Kay Borgie, how are you? Copper Horse, it's great to see you here. Randy, how are you? Yes, late night talk. Hi, Jackie. Melissa's here. Hi, Stacy. Christy, how are you from Peru, Indiana? Nice to meet you. Oh, let's see. Who else am I missing? Yeah. Randy says, just got done showing Home. Wow, from 1753. That's an old one. Oh, nice. Another Wisconsinite. Love seeing and hearing from the people all around the world. I looked at my analytics. Oh my goodness, we've got some people watching from everywhere. Yes, Brutally Lauren. Can you send me an email? Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. It's a Friday night. Like I said, Frank's been having problems with his phone. I've been having problems with my phone and internet. Finally, it seems like it's working. I left my phone out in the garage. It got really cold. Melissa, my analytics just show me where everybody's from, like state, country, things like that. I get a report on that as to who's watching the channel. So it's kind of neat to see that. So, hello, True Crime Housewife. Yeah, I love looking at old houses too. So, I'm going to start out the night with some good news. Um, One of our heavenly angels, the story of Tabitha Shuck Rains, which is coming up here. Probably, I'm going to start the series on her next week. Her son and his girlfriend had a baby boy today. I don't have any of the details on the measurements or pounds or anything, but I want to say congratulations to Buffy and Mark Tate on becoming great grandparents. So that's neat. I'm sure Tabitha is in heaven and looking down on them and is smiling today. So I was happy to hear that. Yeah, little boy. So her legacy is going to live on through her son and her grandson. So I was so happy to hear that. I got to meet them in October when I went to the walk for Tabitha. So very nice people, all of them. Yeah, baby boys are fun. You got that right. Chris, just hang on. We'll get to Delphi, but I'm not starting off with Delphi tonight. So yeah, another beautiful baby born into the world. So I was very happy to hear that. Mama is doing very well. So I'm happy. And I send my love and congratulations to that whole family. Today is a big day, so let's get into the not so nice news. There's so many things happening. So I'm going to share my screen here. Just woke up. Jump on, buddy. We're having a late night chat. Ooh, yes, let me show you. I love my sweatshirt. My shirt with the new logo. And then on the back, hopefully you're going to see this. My name's on the back. So, hi Pam. Yeah. So I'm going to share my screen here with everybody. Oh, don't want it that way. I don't know much about this, but I found this here when I was looking through the news. Amber Wild disappearance gets national attention from unsolved mysteries. And this is out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. So they're saying this is an offshoot of the long-running TV series. Not sure what that means. But they talked with Wild's aunt, who shared the story of her disappearance in 1998. She was 19 years old and just over 4 months pregnant when she disappeared. She was a student at the University of Wisconsin, Green Bay, when she disappeared over 24 years ago. So shortly before the disappearance, she called her parents from her apartment and told them that she was in a minor car accident. That was the last time her family talked with her. So Action 2 News investigation for the 20th anniversary of her disappearance, obtained warrants that classified her disappearance as a homicide and identified the father of the baby as the main person of interest. But there's been no arrest in the case. So it's just heartbreaking. This is another one, 20 years old. Just like Tabitha's case, missing. So I'll be keeping watch on that one, especially since this is from my home state and in Green Bay, which is only an hour and a half away from me. Now, if any of you have been, I don't know how many of you have been following this story of Alex Jones, but he has gone through 2 court cases now. He is the owner of InfoWars, and he's the host. And after Sandy Hook happened, he did a lot of bad things to those families. Just, destroyed them. Destroyed them. Saying it was a hoax, it never happened. All kinds of nasty stuff. I'm sure. No, I did not watch 2020 tonight. What happened? So he was found guilty. Well, first of all, before they even started the trial, he was automatically found guilty because he did not give all the discovery evidence that he should have. He held it. So he was automatically found guilty, and then in these 2 lawsuits, they just awarded huge, huge amounts of money to the families. So it says he owes $1.5 billion to Sandy Hook families, and today he filed for bankruptcy. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Hi.
Hey, man, I needed that.
You slept.
Damn right I did. It was kind of quiet today, so I took advantage of it.
Yeah, Alex Jones is a very sick individual.
Where are we at here?
Yeah, I was hoping that these lawsuits would put him right out of business.
Well, yeah, I saw that bankruptcy you filed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen to this. I didn't know if you knew, but a Florida Gator football player, quarterback, got arrested for child pornography and that long lines. Yeah, happened yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, day before, I believe.
I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, came across my news feed.
Yeah, I've got lots of stuff on my news feed. So next story that we're going to hit on is the Idaho case. So I don't know how many of you have heard about this, but there was 4 individuals that were murdered in a big house that college students rent together. They have been having a lot of issues trying to find out any clues on who did this. Idaho police confirm there was a 6th person on the lease at the murdered residence, but they were not at home that night. So there was 3 girls and 1 male that were murdered, and there were 2 more roommates down on the 1st floor, but they had their doors locked, and they are fine. So everybody's following this case, and so am I. Lots of turns and twists and turns in this one too. It's kind of crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, back to that football player. His father used to play in the NFL.
Oh, here, I'm the bass player says
Yeah.
John Kitness' son arrested for child P.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to this Idaho 4 case. We're gonna have to just keep watching and see what happens, and hope that the police get some tips on an arrest. It's just crazy. But these 4 beautiful individuals' lives were taken way too soon. It's a shame. My heart goes out to their families. Go ahead, Frank.
I think it's a serial killer.
I was almost wondering. But there's so many. It's kind of like the Delphi case because it's got so many twists and turns in it. They don't know exactly who was the target.
Right. Boy, I'll tell you what, though. Richard Allen's attorney's pissed off that judge, boy.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Delphi later.
Boy. Yeah, this shit's getting crazy with all these different cases coming out, especially this Idaho one, man. It is kind of similar to the Delphi and its angles and twists and turns and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I was watching a video and I'm like, there's blood on the outside of the house.
So they determined their cause of death?
I don't know if they have or not. I don't think they've said what it is. They're keeping a lot of information to themselves also, like the Delphi investigators were. But I'm like, was there so much blood in that house that it leaked out to the outside?
Unless it started on the outside.
No, because they said most of them were asleep.
Well, then that means the perpetrator must have likely had a bunch of blood all over him then.
Or there was so much blood and the bed was by that wall that it leaked out.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I was like, oh my goodness.
What's up, Grace?
Stabbing to the chest is the main cause of death, Olivia 2 says. Huh. All right. So apparently I've missed some things. Randy says that apartment was very close to the police station, which I did hear, yes.
It's just like that little girl that was killed by her cousin up there in Wisconsin. Where is it?
Mm-hmm.
That killed right across the street from the police station, basically.
Right. I'll have to look up more information. Apparently I've missed some things on this case, so we'll come back to this one.
And you see where JonBenét's dad is requesting for the Colorado DA to release the DNA to a private lab.
Oh, he did. I know he was going to. Did he officially request it? Because I know.
Yeah, I saw it today. I think he wrote a letter to the prosecutor of some sort, something in that nature.
Okay. Well, I know he says the time is running out, so
I mean, he's in his close to 80?
Yeah.
And you know, the son lives right here in Indiana.
Burke lives in Indiana.
Yeah, I believe he lives like somewhere in Lebanon or Zionsville or somewhere in that area.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is one little girl that needs justice. It's a shame that it's been this long for her too.
Major hiccups in that case, just like Delphi.
Yep, I agree. I agree. All right.
It could be a common thing here lately, though. That's what I've noticed.
A lot of hiccups.
And a lot of different murders. I mean,
I
like
know.
Karina McKirkland.
Yeah. Well, and I guess Flint Farmer's case.
His son got arrested yesterday or the day before for domestic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Vincent got arrested for domestic battery. I believe it was the day before yesterday, or it might have been yesterday.
Well, and I know Flint Farmer's case has been pushed back again. It was supposed to go. The trial was supposed to start, I think, in December here, and now it's going to be either February or March. So
it won't even take place then.
Huh?
It won't even take place then.
Yeah. There's going to be so many updates in February and March on different cases. It's not even funny.
But from somebody I talked to yesterday, they were telling me that Flint Farmer, well, not Flint, but Vincent was more trouble than people realized.
Oh, really?
It was constantly getting expelled from school, arrested for meth, domestic battery, all kinds of stuff.
Huh.
Yeah. So, and I don't care what anybody says. If you saw him on the other creator's channel, he tried to fool everybody to believing that he was not involved with Karina's case. But I'm sorry, I have a feeling he is.
We'll see.
Just by the phone or the phone call Flint made to him that day.
Yeah.
So.
Well, like I said, we've got a lot of things popping on a lot of different cases. So, Vincent is Blaine's cousin.
Yeah, it's Blaine's cousin.
So another sad case, there was a missing Tennessee woman, 22 years old, found dead, and at least they've got somebody in custody for this. Her boyfriend was charged. So it says, a missing 22-year-old Tennessee woman was found dead Thursday, a day after her college student boyfriend was charged with her murder when bloody evidence was found in his home. The body of Jasmine Pace was found along Suck Creek Road in Chattanooga after she was last seen on surveillance video leaving her mother's home on November 22nd. So it says when police searched his apartment, they found bloodstains in the living room, bathroom, and bedroom. The outlet reported citing an affidavit. They also found broken glass and other evidence that suggested a violent altercation had taken place. So, this is Jasmine. It's just amazing. I don't understand why all of these murders are happening. I mean, come on, people.
And it's a lot of college students happening too.
Yeah.
Let me answer this question real quick. Yes, sure. It was Flint Farmer. Yes, he was arrested about 6 to 7 months ago. Somebody was asking here in the chat, fangirl.
So this is a very sad story. So come on, picture, come back up. This is a beautiful little girl, Athena Strand. And she's a 7-year-old out of Texas. She's been missing for the past 48 hours. Allegedly, she got into an argument with her stepmother, and her stepmother went and made dinner. And when she came back, Athena was gone. Oh,
She been
apparently.
found?
Okay, hang on. So I know several hours ago, allegedly, there was reports that a FedEx truck had hit her, and that police had converged 7 miles away from the home and cleared out everybody. So let me see what is going on here.
Hey, bass player, I have not heard anything. I haven't even got that across my news feed yet about a stabbing at Purdue University.
Oh,
Who's everybody rooting for tomorrow, Purdue or Michigan?
oh. So so it is official. She was found dead.
Damn.
So a 2-day search in rural Wise County amid cold temperatures led to the discovery of her body. The 7-year-old was first reported missing from her father's home on November 30th. At about 8 p.m., her body was found about 6 miles away from her home. Police said the driver of a FedEx truck abducted Athena and that she likely died within an hour based on digital evidence on the confession. The driver was named as Tanner Lynn Horner, 31, of Lake Worth. He's being held on charges of capital murder and aggravated kidnapping on a bond of $1.5 million.
See, in Indiana, you wouldn't have got no bond because it's an enhanced murder charge.
So earlier when I had heard about this, I heard that the FedEx driver hit her, not that he abducted her. So that's new to me. So he abducted her and killed her and then threw her within 6 miles of her house. That's awful. Yeah, you got that right, Olivia. It says she was abducted. The driver of a FedEx truck abducted Athena, and she likely died within an hour. Yeah, I bet everyone was shocked on that one. Here we thought this little girl just walked off, and earlier, like I said, I thought it was allegedly reported she got hit by a FedEx truck, not that the driver of the truck abducted and killed her. I'll have to watch the presser. Thank you for letting me know. That's just so sad. Another little angel, beautiful little girl, gone. It's so sad. Yeah, Melissa, this is exactly, yes. Why kidnap, kill, why?
Boy, I want to say some things, but I can't.
I know. I mean, we all know that there's sick people in this world, but between the mass shootings and all of these kids getting killed, it's becoming unbearable. It's just unbearable. And all because she got into a fight. Okay, so my question is, if she got into a fight with the stepmother and left the house, why didn't the stepmother go look for her right away? And I guess I got questions about all of that.
Oh my goodness. How old was she? 8 or 6?
7.
She's right at that age to be sassy.
Yeah.
And I can see why they would get in an argument, especially being her stepmother.
Yeah, I agree, but still.
Just don't know what the relationship was like between those two either, do we?
Right. No, we don't. What do you mean, Ladybug? Why did she sleep in a separate building? I'm sure that stepmom, depending on the situation, but you would think that stepmom would be besides herself. Knowing that they got into an argument, she left, and then this guy picks her up and kills her. So sad.
Boy. That's vigilante justice right there.
Yeah.
He gets out on bond, he's gonna end up dead.
Oh. How about a story, a blast from the past?
Oh, Jesus. Here we go again, the blame game.
Yep. So now I'm going to have to get a subscription to Peacock because I want to see this documentary. I want to see firsthand what she's saying.
Yeah, I've got Peacock, and I'm just like, man, do I want to go through this case again?
It's not that we want to go through. It's not that we
have to relive everything that happened through it. You know what I mean? We already know that she blamed her dad, Mark, whatever his name was, from the beginning.
George.
You know.
Yeah.
And she's reiterating it again.
Same.
What?
It sounds like she's doing more of the same.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't trust anything that comes out of her mouth. That's the thing.
She wants those interviews to make that money. Hell, she just made money on that documentary.
Yeah.
It's all about the money.
And that's the thing, is she must have been running out of money because now all of a sudden, how many years later, she's coming out and telling the truth about what happened.
From her perspective.
Yeah. And I watched Vinnie Politan on Court TV today. He was talking about it. That's one of the videos I watched when I was working.
As a matter of fact, somebody sent me a message to watch Court TV sometime this evening.
Yeah.
I think was it that one?
It might have been. I don't know. But he had analysts on there that were looking at how she spoke, her body language, and they're like, she's lying. Somebody's like 70% lies, 30% truth. You know, I'm like, oh my. Yeah, Wanda, I don't believe anything Casey says.
I don't either.
And that little girl will never get justice. That is one that I can see that will never get justice. Yeah, she has worked for one of the attorneys all this time. They really that group of attorneys, they really took her under her wing.
See, and that's what I'm afraid of what's going to happen right here in this damn
Yeah.
Delphi case. Even though that those attorneys were paid, Casey's were, by her.
Oh no. Bass player says, yeah, I watched a few clips of the dumpster fire last night. She was nonstop playing the victim and blaming her dad with several disgusting things. It was so hard to watch. Oh no. I can just imagine. But she's back in the news, so as we're looking at headlines from the past week.
Yeah, we need people to hit that like button, man. We got 81 people in the chat and only 27 likes. Come on, people, hit that like button. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
This story is heartbreaking. This is out of California. 11-year-old California girl who was allegedly tortured and murdered weighed only 48 pounds.
That sounds like she was starved to death.
Yeah. They said she died after suffering child abuse and malnourishment.
Yeah.
She weighed 48 pounds at 11 years old. Who does that? Who does that?
Well, apparently them kind of people, whatever kind of people they are.
So her name was Arabella McCormick of San Diego. She died in August. She was initially fostered before being adopted by this couple. Her mother, Letitia, 49, and Arabella's maternal grandfather, Stanley, Tom, 75, have been charged with murder. Letitia and Tom, along with Arabella's maternal grandmother, Adele Tom, 70, have also been charged with child abuse and torture. So this was her own family that did this to her.
I believe there was a case here in Indiana of the same nature here a few years back. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah. So the district attorney said her bones protruded from her skin after she allegedly refused food and water from the defendants. Her two younger sisters were also malnourished. So they're alleging that all three girls were physically abused and hit with sticks and paddles. So Letitia and Brian McCormick were the three sisters' foster parents beginning in 2017. They officially adopted them in 2019. Brian fatally shot himself while being approached by police officers shortly after her death.
Good to see you, Mama Lieber Scales.
Huh?
Mama Lieber Scales is in the chat.
Hello. So he couldn't even take it. He took the coward's way out and killed himself. I agree.
It
Mary.
just makes you ponder about what's really going on in this world.
Right. And of course, these people were church elders. Melissa is correct. 48 pounds at 11 years old. Yeah. her bones were protruding through her skin. That's how malnourished she was.
Just imagine the Holocaust victims. If you ever seen pictures of it, that's what you'll see when you see this little 11-year-old girl.
I know. And what did they do? Keep these 3 little girls in the house all the time to where nobody could see them?
More than likely. Probably had them chained up somewhere down in the basement or to a bed or something of that nature, away from windows.
And this is the part that gets me. Messages between her foster parents show that Brian believed Arabella was starving to death and he believed she was going to die. Well, then why didn't you take her to the hospital?
How old was he?
What did they say? $75?
Oh, shit.
So old enough to know to take the damn kid to the hospital.
Well, that's well.
I mean, come on.
Jackals. Go ahead.
Then it says, along with allegedly suffering malnutrition, she was recovering from 15 bone fractures.
Well, I can imagine. If you're malnutrition, your bones ain't getting the minerals and stuff to stay healthy and strong.
Yeah.
Jackal's asking us if we've found anything on the Julie Myers case.
I don't know. Julie Myers.
Give us a little bit of background if you can, Jackal. Jackal.
Oh, that's the one she emailed us on? No, I have not had a chance to look into that one yet.
Sorry, guys. I mean, with everything going on with the Delphi and her on my end and her end and her working on the Tabitha case, it's kind of worked. We're backed up a little bit, just put it that way.
The topic of discussion right now is we're looking at the headlines from this past week, and then we're almost done with that, and then we're going to talk about Delphi.
Ooh.
Yes, you got that right. Hearing stories like this just makes me want to hug my kids super tight.
You know, my mom's boyfriend today, I mean, it has nothing to do with death or anything like that, but my mom's boyfriend called me today and he said, hey, since you're on to that YouTube and stuff, he said, man, you might want to look into my nephew's case because it's all about drugs and guns in Rush County here, just south of me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I said, well, man, I really don't look into cases like that. I'm more into the unsolved murders and missing people and all that stuff.
Yeah, but we can branch out eventually. Hello, Tattoo You. Thank you so much for sending me your message on Facebook Messenger. I really appreciate it. And thanks for your support. So it says in here, of course, the adopted mother's attorney said she should be granted bail because she has no prior arrests. Yeah, right. I mean, I know, okay, I get that it's these defense attorneys' jobs to defend their clients. But come on. There's got to be some common sense in here.
Yeah, but then again, you got to look at it this way. I mean, I'm 100% positive she knew what was going on. And that's why
she was the lead bringer in it, they said.
Well, I mean, yeah. But they do take in consideration if you have a criminal history and things of that nature. But with this kind of case, I mean, if she gets in bond, it's going to be bond that they're not going to be able to come up with money to pay to get out.
Right. Yeah, Donna, we talked about that one. That one's crazy.
Oh, I mean, you think about it. I mean, not just with the situation with the little girl, FedEx drivers, I'm not saying all do, but it is well known and documented that they steal packages and everything off them trucks.
Right. It's coming down to you can't trust anybody.
Exactly. And I mean, I hate to say it, and I'm going to keep saying it. That's why I walk out my door every day with Lucille on my hip.
Yeah.
Because you never know what when the unexpected is going to happen.
No, you don't. I mean, you can't go anywhere nowadays.
Right.
It used to be that the mass shootings happened in schools. Now it's grocery stores, churches,
Yeah.
Restaurants, bars. It doesn't matter where you go. It happens now.
See, my instincts is my military training when something comes down like that. So,
yeah.
Excuse me, I got to sneeze. Shit, missed it. I'm going to try to mute.
I was going to try to say bless you before it happened so you wouldn't sneeze.
I was trying to mute as I was getting ready to sneeze.
But I didn't make it.
That felt good, though.
It's, when we grew up, Frank, you didn't hear a lot of these stories because it was taboo and it was covered up. The mainstream media didn't. It happened, but it wasn't as frequent and it wasn't newsworthy. Now that's all you hear about.
Yeah.
And it's happening more and more frequently, and it's getting out of hand.
I think the one big case I recall as I was growing up was the Burger Chef murders. Because I lived right there. I lived in Indianapolis at the time, and I was at that age when that case took place, or those murders took place. I believe it was in 78 or somewhere in there.
Yeah, I don't know much about that case.
I can't remember what year it was, but I do recall being all over the TV. And then you got the guy out of Carmel, Indiana. Now, I just read a news article thing that came across my screen. Investigators, I can't remember his name, Baumgartner or something. He was a gay guy. It was a serial killer, and he ended up committing suicide. Well, they found 19 sets of remains on his property in Carmel, Indiana. And now the investigators have reopened the investigation to try to identify these unclaimed remains.
God, can you imagine trying to backtrack with him gone?
Yeah.
And find out who these people are? That's crazy. But I hope they can for the family's sake.
Exactly. And I remember that case like it was just yesterday.
Wow.
1977. Thank you, Mark. I knew it was right in that area.
Crazy.
Yeah. And then the last really big case besides the Delphi case is the state trooper who was charged and convicted twice for killing his daughters and his wife. And then on the third appeal, he got a new trial and was found not guilty. So, I mean, there's been others like cops being killed, but they didn't make the news like these ones did. I wasn't old enough for the Sylvia Likens case. I wasn't even born when that happened, but I took a fascination to once I learned about it. It happened right in Indianapolis, Indiana, too, with a neighbor watching the daughter while the parents were doing a traveling carnival. They were torturing her. They carved I'm a prostitute in her chest, and this girl was only like 15 or 16 years old, and they were sexually assaulting her with Coke bottles, and the mother was just upstairs and let the kids do it downstairs in the basement, and the girl ended up dying.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a big case here in Indiana for a while. Oh yeah.
Charlotte Dean, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. We appreciate it.
Oh, there you go, Mark. Thank you. Herbert Barmeister. Damn it, now I'm going to have to change my name. I don't have no ties to no. Oh, hell no. Can I change it to Frank now? Just Frank. Yes, yes. That case was very popular here.
Yes, and the 70s were littered with murders, but not like today, boy. My in-laws went to Tech High School with her. I remembered that case. Thankfully, they tore the house down.
Yeah, it was set right on the corner of, I want to say, not Michigan, but New York and Grant Street.
Andrea says, I know a YouTuber that was at that Carmel guy's house before those murders. Ugh.
Oh, Lord.
Hi, Donna. So, let's see. I think, yeah. So,
Yes, Wanda, I've seen the movie numerous times. It's pretty good. It's got
Stacy says
Judith
they saw
Light.
her grave.
Yeah, her grave's in Lebanon, but they have a memorial at a park right on Washington Street in Indianapolis with a memorial in that park for her. Yeah, she's buried in Lebanon.
Can you handle things here while I run to the little girl's room?
Sure.
Thank you. I'll be right back, and then after I get back, then we're gonna get into Delphi.
All right. I'm looking at comments. Sorry. Yeah, Wanda, Judith Light played the Gertrude Benishevsky, whatever her name was. Yeah, it was a decent little movie they made out of it. I couldn't remember, bass player, if it was Grant or if it was Denny. I know it was one of those little streets right there off New York. It might have been Denny. Now it's just a gravel lot there. You know, I've dug into some of those cases that have happened here. Where are we at on them likes? We're at 43 and we got 89 in the chat. Come on, people. We need to get them thumbs in there. Be greatly appreciated. I don't know what else she's covered with you guys tonight. But I took me a good day off because it was real quiet besides the judge ordering the gag order. Master killed at least 10 male prostitutes. Yeah. Well, they found, I believe, from the story, the news article that I was reading, that they found 19 sets of remains on the property that have not been identified. No, you can't. You can't like twice. Who said that? No, I see 43, not 3, Ladybug. See, I used to live, bass player, I lived at Linwood and basically New York, right across the street from the elementary school. I lived right there. Right there by Irvington or Linwood Plaza. Yeah, me and my first wife lived over there back in, say, 98, 99, 2000. Yeah, the Sylvia Likens Memorial Stories from the Stone is at Willard Park. It's State in Washington Street in Indianapolis. It's in that park there. It's called Willard Park. I've been there many times and seen it. Yeah, exactly, bass player. That's pretty wild. It was a rough area over in that part of the town at the time I was over there. A lot of drugs and a lot of that crap going on. Yeah, the American Crime. Yeah, but the Girl Next Door Stories of the Stone was based off of something in that nature with the Sylvia Likens, but it wasn't actually about the Sylvia Likens. I don't know what they were trying to do with that movie. Thank you, Mark. Very much appreciated. She's in a better place with my brother now and her mom and my uncle and all that. So I'm doing well. Thanks for the condolences. As a matter of fact, the flower or the cactus that you guys got me, there's big old flowers that have bloomed off of it so far.
Awesome.
I will have to take a picture of it when I get a chance, but there's flowers that bloomed on it so far. And these are all year round ones, right? Do you know? I'm not really much of a green thumb, but I do put a quarter of a cup in it every week, I believe I put in there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it flowers all year long or not.
They're red with reddish white flowers.
I was hoping it was going to have some red in there.
Yeah. So.
Yes, it's gotten a lot worse in the last several years.
Indianapolis, as of today, I was reading, they've already hit 200 homicides in the city so far. And we still got a whole month.
Wow.
Yeah. So. And hell, a guy I didn't know him. He was I was a year older than him, but me and his brother graduated together. He was murdered just the night after Thanksgiving, right here on the south side of it. Yeah, I was like, man, everybody that I went to school with is just dropping.
Oh.
I'm like, man. He was a truck driver, had 2 kids, and it's like, man.
Well,
that's why I'm a hermit. And I hate being like this, but you know what? I'd rather be alive than dead or have to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Bass player. Describe yourself, bass player. If you were at the walk with me and Marv.
Oh, yeah, that's when you overheated.
I can't remember who bass player was. There were so many people there.
Yeah, I know. We've met a lot of people this year.
Yeah.
So do we want to talk about the news that happened today and then work backwards?
It don't matter to me. I mean, I just got so many questions now that I've had a couple days to look over that probable cause. I mean, yeah.
I have so many questions.
I do too, but then again, I don't know if any of you guys watch Clutch.
Yeah.
He is a former law enforcement officer. And I like to watch him because I like to get his perspective from a law enforcement's perspective here in Indiana, especially because that's where he lives. It's here in Indiana. And you guys need to go check out his latest video that he did. He made a lot of sense. He said, I mean,
yeah, he did.
You have to think about this. If you're playing poker and you got to play 5-card stud, right? And you pick up your hand, you automatically got a royal flush in your hand, right? You do not want to give the other players any hint of what you got. So you're going to throw them a crumb here and a crumb there just to get the judge to sign and say, hey, we found this bullet. It matched to his gun through forensic testing. That is enough right there for probable cause for arrest. And people need to understand that. And I'm telling you,
real quick.
Just give me a second here. You all have to be patient.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody has to be patient here. This case is going to drag out. I can guarantee well into almost 2 years, maybe longer.
I agree.
Another additional couple years. And I hate to say that, but I do agree with Nick McClellan. I do believe that there is a multiple person or persons involved in this case.
Yeah.
A setup person or whatever happened here.
No, Melissa. The girls' bodies were not found underneath the bridge. They were found on Ron Logan's property where they've said they've been all this time.
One of these days, Melissa, the last time we were out in October, we actually mapped out the actual crime scene where it was actually located.
Yep.
And Mara videotaped it. And one day, if she can get it uploaded, I even used orange paint to give you a general census within 3 or 4 feet of the orange paint where the girls' bodies were located.
Mark says, "Are you going to Randy's Walk July 1st?"
Oh,
I'm gonna
most
try
definitely. You know me.
Well, I got to make sure the family's good with me being away for my birthday because my birthday's on the 4th.
Well, mine is too.
I know. Oh, that's right. Yes, she did. Thank you. Yes, I am leaning towards the fact that there's multiple people involved. My biggest question one of my biggest questions right now is the one witness that said she saw a man in all black. She insists that she knows for a fact that he was in all black. So that tells me that these witnesses are talking about two different people. So that's one thing. And then the second thing is where the witness is talking about him on the road walking back.
That worries me right there.
I'd like to know exactly where she saw him.
Well, my question about that is if she saw him and he was headed toward the CPS building, why didn't they catch him on camera at the Harvest Store?
Because the Harvest Store was the other way.
No, the Harvest Store, if you're going from the cemetery heading back toward the CPS building, it's right there on the right-hand side as right past the Mears property. It's around the bend. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, where was it? As I asked Randy, then he showed me, he popped a picture up on one of his lives to show where it was.
Okay.
And then I said, why didn't he get picked up on that? But it got him in his car, though. That's something just, I don't know. But I do believe they've got a smoking gun of some sort in the discovery. In the discovery. And going back and talking about what the judge did today, that was all because of what his defense attorneys did last night.
Yeah.
That was the whole reason for that.
Bonnie, according to the probable cause, nothing was mentioned about flannel shirt guy. But like Frank just said, the prosecution team put the most minimal amount of information in that PC in order to get the arrest warrant.
Now
they're not going to show their full hand. They're not going to tell you they're just going to give you the most minimal amount of information in order to get an arrest warrant. Anything else they have, they're going to keep close to the vest till the trial.
They gave enough to give the judge a bite that made the judge bite and say, yep, they need a arrest warrant.
Right.
And you got to also remember the PC had every name redacted out of it. And I also do believe there was a page that had all the witnesses' names on it. They were all redacted out too.
Yep.
Because like I said, when I was at the hearing, everybody was talking about it. There was 9 pages to the probable cause affidavit.
Yeah. So we know now today that because of the defense team going out and doing interviews last night, which I'm sure was a strategy because they knew this was coming, the judge has ordered a gag order. And basically anybody in law enforcement, so it says the order applies to attorneys, law enforcement officials, court personnel, the coroner, and the girls' family members. They are no longer allowed to comment on this case to the public and to the media, directly or indirectly. So that means we will not get any information on anything until the hearings and the trial starts.
Let me answer this question real quick. Hey, David Dean, the reason but you got to understand, no one has ever saw the return on Ron Lunger's search warrant. What I mean by return is what they had found in the search warrant. No one has ever seen that, so we don't understand why. I mean, all they gave in Ron Logan's search warrant was GPS coordinates, and that's basically all they gave you.
And actually, Ron Logan's search or warrant affidavit is not that big of a difference between this Richard Allen arrest warrant or probable cause warrant. They basically told you, were there any witnesses? Okay, Ron Logan had girlfriends that said he was a jerk. Richard Allen's, they say what the four witnesses saw. Okay.
And you got to take this into tail too. The 3 girl witnesses talked of investigators, but then Richard Allen admitted to see 3 girl witnesses or 3 girls.
Right. The biggest thing that I got from this probable cause is these are the 2 major things that sunk him and allowed them to get the arrest warrant. 1, he admitted that he was on the trails at the time of the murder by the bridge. 2 was the gun casing. Now, is the science for the gun casing, how do I want to say this, in question? Yes, it is. There's people that say, there's professionals that say this is legit, we can prove this by showing these marks and everything. Then you have other professionals that say, no, this is junk science. You have that in any type of evidence.
Right. And I do want to make another point here. Okay. Remember in the PC, they asked Richard Allen, why was he on the bridge?
Mm-hmm.
And he said he was looking at fish. Okay. Remember when he said he was looking at stock ticker on his phone? Come up with a little thing here. The stock ticker was actually GPS watching where the girls were at. The fish he was supposedly watching were the girls. Think about it. CSAM catfishing.
Could be.
I mean,
and I have to talk about Chris here. We've been conversing through Facebook Messenger, and he asked me, he says, wouldn't a knife be more personal than a gun? Yes, in a lot of situations, a knife is more personal. But in this situation, I believe that if now he's innocent until proven guilty, if allegedly Richard Allen did kill the girls, he was not going to do it with a gun. He just used the gun as a scare tactic because he didn't want to make any noise and draw any attention to that area. So that's why all the reports we've heard is that it was a knife was used in the murders.
And from the speculation of the wounds that the girls had, that would be tell me it was personal. Now, if he just went up to them and stabbed them in the stomach or something, and they end up bleeding out or whatever, that's not personal to me. Anything from the neck up is personal. You could do the same thing with a gun. You could put the barrel of a gun to somebody's head and pull the trigger. That is personal.
Yeah. So it was personal because of the way
Allegedly, what the wounds were.
that they were killed.
Yes.
I also heard they found a knife and some boots of Alan's or something.
From my
So I know that they took jackets, boots, clothes. There was knives and guns that they took because his wife admitted that he had all those things.
And I do recall somebody sent me a message, they sent me, posted a question on our Facebook group, and they asked me, they said, what about DNA on the bullet, the casing itself? And I said, yeah, you can have touch DNA. You can also have fingerprint on there.
Okay, so remember how we heard a long time ago that there was a smudged fingerprint? Could that smudged fingerprint be off that bullet casing?
Possibly, because remember there was a rumor back then that there was bullet casings found at the scene.
Yep.
And nobody could confirm it.
Yeah. And yes, I have heard that the Kleins and Alan live fairly close to each other in Miami County.
Yep.
You know, there's a lot of alleged speculation that they are connected. But I think we're going to truly find out if that connection is there in the trial.
Some people that we talk with, they called me today and basically said from their investigation that it's all tying back into Peru.
Yeah. And Dave, we did hear about this too, that they were frustrated and considering it a cold case.
Yeah.
And that investigators were starting to go through all of the old tips. Yes. Let's see. Why are you what is up with this? Why are you spamming my chat?
Well, I didn't even notice it. Well, time to block them out. Fuck you.
If the Kleins are involved as well, do you guys think Alan killed them, or do you think it was actually one of the... I don't think the Kleins actually did the murders.
I'm torn between that right now.
I don't think, because of their size, I know they weren't as big and stuff, but with the health issues of Tony Klein, I don't see him going through that terrain to get to the site that we were at. Now, people have asked about this unspent shell. My theory is that he racked it. Maybe he was going to use it and it jammed. And the casing came out and he couldn't find it. I don't know.
There's only two things I've really thought about when it comes to that. He loaded it and didn't realize he had loaded the chamber. And then when he got to the other side of Rondo's property, he went to load it, not realizing there was a round already in the chamber. And when he pulled the chamber back and shot the round out, I mean, that's just the way I'm seeing it right now. I mean,
Yeah.
unless he knew that he had loaded it, and when he got to the other side, he went to unload it and just freaked out that he forgot that he unloaded it and was in such a hurry to get out of there.
This is a good question. If he hit one of the girls with the gun, could it have jammed? Yes.
No,
In my opinion, it could. No?
no,
You don't think so?
no. It's already
Okay.
in the cylinder already.
Who knows? I got to do more research on this whole bullet gun thing.
Just from my experience, because I own a 40 caliber myself, and the training from being in the military. And see, back when I was in the military, they had 45s back then, and they had hammers you had to pull back like a revolver. So,
Oh, polygraph. Did law enforcement say that? If there was a struggle, it could have gotten pushed out. Okay.
happy belated birthday, Tony Cortez.
Happy belated birthday. It's been the assumption that the girls went to the bridge to meet AS. I have never bought that story.
I do believe it now. I totally agree with it now. I'm starting to put a little bit of a thing together. It's making me wonder if the meet was at the Marathon Station to give a burner phone to Richard Allen. So
don't be worried. They're not going to show all of their hand. They're not going to show all of the evidence they have. There's more. I can guarantee it. I can guarantee it.
Now that this gag order's in place, the defense is like, shit, what do we do now?
Yep.
Now they're stuck between a rock and a hard place because they're not going to know anything until discovery time.
That was a 13 to 14-year-old girl that spammed the chat.
Really? Get her, Grizz.
Thank God for Grizz.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hell. And somebody did make a thing about when it came to the height of Richard Allen and the guy on the bridge. I said, you got to realize we don't know from what exact angle she had that camera pointed, if it was pointed from her hip or what she was doing when she was taking that video. So the further away he is, he's going to look taller to her.
Yeah. I never, ever believed for 1 minute that there was no struggle.
I never believed that 1 minute either. No.
I always thought that both girls struggled with him.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because he was bloody and muddy.
See, that's the one piece that just worries me right there. Because you don't get, well, it might be in the discovery. They do have him on camera walking down. You see what I'm saying? It might be a tactic. We don't know yet. He just posted the channel that's spamming.
Oh wait, where was your question? Your thing?
Huh?
Is it possible Allen could be Anthony Schatz? Yes, we have heard that he had access to allegedly had access to the Anthony Schatz profile.
They believe he is possibly, this is my opinion, he's the second user. I'm hearing a little bit about being bound too.
Interesting. Yeah, he could have been stalking her on Snapchat.
See, that makes more sense to me when he said he was stock ticker. And I said, no, and I said, thought about that for a minute. And I said, hold on, man. He could have been tracking the girls.
Mhm.
And just said he was looking at the stock ticker.
What's your channel?
What was that? We're not pushing that, Janko, man. Somebody's in there being a smart ass. Excuse my French. Trying to be funny, so.
And that's another thing. They may not have linked him right away.
I'd like to know how they got tipped off about his house. I mean, you ain't gonna tell me this BS about the neighbors saying that he stole some tools out of their garage, and that was a reason for them to go. They had to have known something or been tipped into something about something that was in his house for the warrant for the Delphi case.
Or the shed, yes. Okay, so I actually agree with you, Wanda. I think Libby threw the phone on purpose so that it would be found because she knew she had that video.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that.
And that he didn't know that she threw the phone.
Or he didn't know that he was being videoed.
I think he knew. I really do. I think he knew, but he could not find that phone when it was all done and over with.
There's a lot more video. I'm telling you, they gave you 1.8 seconds of him, not even close to the girls yet, but there's more of it there because, like we said in our last live, me and her have a picture of BG, and there's just enough of Abby's arm in the frame. You could barely see it. And that's how we knew he was a lot closer than it originally appears.
Dave, I don't know if they have, I don't know if they have the phone, but they tried to trace it. And it's a burner phone, so they couldn't trace it. But we'll find out in the trial if they have that phone.
Well, they mentioned the IMEI thing in the probable cause, so they've got some type of phone. I don't think they could trace the IMEI or whatever kind of phone he had back then. It's not identification marker code number on there. They couldn't trace it back to anybody because it was a burner phone.
And this is part of Abby and Libby's legacy, is that with all this information now coming about getting catfished, a lot of arrests have been made, not just in central Indiana, all over many states. So because these arrests were made, and because we can share the girl's story with other kids, it'll hopefully save more kids. And that's why I say this is a big part of their legacy. Wow. We don't know yet.
I mean, after I read the PC over a couple times, and it was clearly noted that one of the girls said there's a gun. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to decide if it's pretty well known, more than likely that the girls were there to meet somebody from the Anthony Shots account.
Right.
Okay, that's almost a given. What if he was portraying Anthony Shots in a different aspect for some sinister shit, you know? See, this is the thing that I don't want to talk about it a whole much, but do we know if the girls were into something that people don't know about? You see what I'm saying? And that's something we're not going to know until trial. What if he approached him and they realized, fuck, this ain't the Anthony Shots, and they knew they were in trouble? You see what I'm saying?
Cheek pinching granny, of course you're welcome here.
There's just a lot of unknowns. We just don't know exactly what took place with the Anthony Shots account. I mean, there's been speculation of this and that, but we just don't really know. And
we're just going to have to be patient.
Oh, yeah. Believe me, everybody, we're getting phone calls every day.
Oh, yeah.
Or messages. And if we see something or we've discovered something, I'm going back to a couple other people that we've been talking to, and they've been talking to us. So.
Okay, it was my turn to sneeze.
Uh-oh. You know, but now that the gag order's in place, now just going to this, I don't even really think it's a big deal to attend a change of venue hearing at all. To me, it's not. That's not a big deal to me, because I know they're going to move it out of Carroll County. They're either going to go to Allen County, Clark County, or there's another county down south that the people I've been talking with are talking about.
Yeah.
So
we have heard that family members of the Kleins had a PT Cruiser.
Yep. 2 family members at that.
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm. And see, now I was notified of another creator who did an interview with somebody that was working around the CPS building that day, and said there was a vehicle parked there around 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And see, something added up with the Ron Logan search warrant and the probable cause affidavit on Richard Allen. I caught this. Originally, it was said that the girls were dropped off by Kelsey around 1:35, 1:36 that day, correct?
Yes.
If you go to the Ron Logan search warrant, the FBI agent clearly states that the girls arrived at the trails at 1:49.
So does this probable cause.
There you go. There you go. So it seems like Carroll County has taken some of the information that the FBI had discovered and put in the warrant, and has used some of that information to believe to be true.
Right.
So, and I was watching another creator, and he had played an interview with Doug Carter. And this is just recently with Doug Carter.
Okay.
And Doug Carter had both sketches in his hands like this. And I caught the last part of it. Doug Carter says, you put these 2 pictures together over each other, and it's Richard Allen. Yep.
Well, actually, he's right, because the younger sketch looks like him with just the goatee.
I think
older sketch looks like him with the mustache and goatee.
But then again, I mean, it's really hard to say. I mean, We got to listen to what Doug Carter's saying. I mean, everybody
Right.
might be thinking that he's beating around the bush on a lot of crap that's been being said, but the man knows what he's talking about. And then I started thinking about the non-secular part of this case. What if, just hypothetically, the murderer used items out of the cemetery, non-secular items at the scene?
Yeah, we don't know.
Bridge burner.
Well, then another thing in the PC that shocked me is that we always heard that Libby was missing clothes.
They both were.
But in that PC, it said that both of them had clothes down from them.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, okay, that's new.
Yep.
So, I mean, there was information that we got out of this probable cause.
There was some good information, and a lot of people were disappointed. They think it was weak, but I mean, like I said, you have to look at it like you're playing poker. You don't want to give your hand right off the bat.
When you guys went there, was there stuff in the by the graves? Yeah, there's decorations and stuff. It's an older cemetery. Yeah. I have pictures of the cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
I will get all my pictures and all my videos together, and we'll do a live, and we'll just look through everything. And that way you guys can see it, because there's some videos I haven't shown yet. And Frank's got one where I'm going to have him. I'm going to have him follow the instructions that came with his video camera. And then I'm also going to find a YouTube video that he can watch that tells him how to plug his video camera in and get his video off of there. Makes it hard with us living states away, because I can't just go and help him.
Right.
Which is frustrating. So, uh-oh. I feel another sneeze coming on.
Jankel, yes. At one point in time, the prosecution does have to give the defense everything they got. But this isn't the time for that. That's going to be all during the discovery phase.
Right. The defense team has stated the only thing they have seen is the probable cause.
That is it.
For the arrest. That's it.
That's all they're entitled to right now. But I do feel the prosecution has got an ace of spades up their sleeve. I truly do believe that.
Yeah, I think they're being sneaky about something. I just don't know what it is.
I just don't see them falsely arresting and falsely charging him with basically 2 counts of capital murder, and then he gets found not guilty and gets sued by Richard Allen, and then basically Richard Allen's going to be the richest MFer in Carroll County.
Yep.
I don't see the prosecution putting that, jeopardizing anything.
So you guys have to remember this. I mean, go back to day one. They have never given us a whole lot to go on. They have always said they're keeping things close to the vest. That's not going to change in their paperwork.
And now you got the FBI defending themselves after being accused of the ones botching this interview with Richard Allen.
Yeah, this case is a lot bigger than we realize. The Delphi murders of Abby and Libby. Remember when Doug said there's a lot of tentacles.
Yeah, it's reaching out in all different
Much bigger
directions.
than what we ever realized.
Yeah. But I do truly believe it's tied into the CSAM now.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, guys, I am so glad that we could have a chat today. Frank, you weren't here when I made a big announcement.
What's that?
We've got one of our heavenly angels is smiling down big on her family today.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Tabitha Chuck Rains became
A
a
grandma.
heavenly grandma.
Yeah,
Her
I
son
saw that.
had their baby boy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Mark sent me some information. He sent me the picture and everything, but he don't want it out there.
Yeah.
So
I asked him, I said I need some details. How many pounds, how many inches?
he
How
didn't
small
give me
a
all that
newborn?
information.
Huh?
Let me check and see if he gave me that information. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right. Work tape. No, I just got a picture, and her name is.
His name.
His name is Zemnis Gordon Rains.
Yep.
Zemnas Gordon Rains. He looks like his mom too.
Yeah.
That what the son does.
Yes.
Looks a lot like her.
Chris, I don't know how Frank feels, but I am leaning towards the fact that he was an active participant in the murders.
Yeah, I am too. If it's not directly killing him himself, but he was involved in another crime that was being committed toward the girls when they were killed. I'm leaning both ways.
Yeah. No, I'm leaning more towards he was an active participant in the murders. And that somebody else may have helped him.
Like I said, I just can't see him. I mean, yeah, again, was scared the shit out of anybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think he wanted to take the chance of firing that weapon. And I
No.
can see one of the girls running off. And see, the speculation is that Abby had blunt force trauma to her head. So that's an indication that she was struck in the head pretty hard with something.
Yeah, at this point, I don't even think the girls ran. I think he controlled them with the gun. I think when they knew what was actually going to happen to them, they fought. And I do believe that Abby was the smaller of the two, and he incapacitated her first.
But we do all have to agree you can't put the blame all on the FBI, because the FBI, the Indiana State Police, and Carroll County were all working together at the same time that Richard Allen went in and gave a statement to, I know his name now, the conservation officer's name. I don't want to put his name out there.
No.
But they were all working together at the same time. So you can't just put the blame on the FBI. The ball was fumbled between all three agencies.
I've asked this question a few times, no answer. What about the people under the bridge?
There has been no definite verification.
Confirmation.
Right. No confirmation. Maybe that's something in Discovery that we don't know about. We just don't know, but there is no indication there was anybody under the bridge at the time of the murders.
Yeah. Bridge burner, I think people are just in shock. And when you're in shock, you deny things. You just can't see it. I can see Alan as BG. Let's see. I just read earlier that Abby shouted out and was hit in the head with the gun, presumably. I'll have to get caught up and watch replay. You know, that's all speculation, and allegedly that happened. We're not going to know until trial.
They did say in the PC, once he ordered down the hill, the audio and video ended.
Right. So nobody truly knows what happened after that.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it's putting a puzzle together and trying to get the pieces to fit.
Right. I think, honestly, I'm reading Jankel here at the bottom. I think they're going to pressure him so bad to give up who else is involved, if there is somebody else involved. And I also believe if there is a smoking gun in that discovery and the defense finally gets to see it, they're probably going to approach their client and say, hey. But once again, that's just my opinion. We'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, this case is going to drag out for another year and a half, 2 to 3 years.
There was no blood trail, but there was a lot of blood at the scene. Let's see here. I'm sure I missed it, but do you and Frank think Alan is most likely connected to KK? We're thinking that he is connected to KK in some way.
Yeah. See, I don't know if anybody else, but I did some research when he lived in Mexico, Indiana, and I started researching the Klein family and found out that Tony Klein's dad, Jerry, lived in Mexico City at the same time as Mexico, Indiana, at the same time as Tony Klein's dad.
But all right, guys, here it is almost midnight. So thank you. I just want to say thank you for joining us, for going down the road with the different cases and stuff that we've mentioned in the beginning, and of course for talking Delphi with us. We like to get your guys' perspective on things just like you like to get ours. And it's unfortunately it's a wait and see game now that the gag order has come out. We're not going to get any information until hearings and until trials. So,
but like before, we usually get phone calls just about every day, and if it's something worthy that we can discuss, we'll immediately come on. But we've learned the patient game when it comes to this case, and you just can't jump on immediately when something comes out. You have to look into it to verify it and everything else. So, guys, be patient with us. Trust me, I'm on top of the Delphi thing, and she's been on top of the Tabitha case. And anything comes in my end, I immediately discuss it with her. So,
oh yeah,
but
absolutely. So,
I will be attending the bond hearing, though. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
So, I just don't think it's worth going to Delphi just for change of venue. Because all it's going to be is arguments for it, and the judge more than likely won't even give you her decision that day anyway.
Right.
So, but otherwise,
Well, thanks for waking up and joining me on my
Oh, I'm about to go lay back in bed.
late night chat. Me too. I'm going to go to bed.
Oh, yeah. All right, everybody. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Sorry I got here late, but it's how it works sometimes. She does it to me sometimes. So,
Yep.
But I'll remember next time because we were supposed to do. When are we going to start doing members only, by the way?
Yes, but I was having issues tonight with internet and stuff, and I couldn't get my
So that's
phone.
why I didn't hear from you till late.
Yeah. So, but I wanted to at least come on and talk to everybody. So,
Right.
right.
Got that.
I want to do a members chat on Sunday afternoon if we can, and then another one.
Well, you're lucky the Colts play Sunday night.
That's why I said Sunday afternoon.
I said that's why you're lucky the Colts play Sunday night.
I looked, and then do another one next week.
Even though they'll probably get their ass whipped by the Cowboys anyway.
Yes, please hit the like button on your way out.
And if none of you guys are members, you'd like to join our membership, we got 3 tiers. Go to the YouTube channel, and there will be a join button.
Yep.
3 different tiers you can choose from.
So Sunday is going to be our first members only chat. And then we're going to do another one next week to make up for missing tonight.
And also merchandise.
Yes.
She's got the blue version of it on, and I've got the gray version of it on with my name, the Frank Meister, on the back.
I will put in our community, on our community page, how to get merchandise.
Hey, Derek, by the way, man, I read your email, man, and there's some interesting points that we need to discuss with you sometime here in the near future.
Yes.
So just be patient with us, man. Every time something comes up on this Delphi case, that's my focus. So, Ladybug, boo-hoo you, but I know they're probably going to spank the shit out of the Colts. So, I'll be surprised if they don't.
We always read the emails. We don't always get to respond to all of them, but we do read them.
I mean, you guys got to understand, we're small cupcakes compared to other channels, and it's just
I don't know how they do it.
It's basically just me and her and a couple other people that try to help out as much as they can, and we can't get to all the emails. We read them, but we just can't respond to all of them when everybody wants us to. I wish we could, but when our hands are tied on one specific case, we're stuck in that case for a minute.
Yep.
And I hate to be like that, but it's our priority. Her priority is Delphi and Tabitha. It is mine too, but mine is the Delphi case. That's my baby.
Yep.
So, and she's doing all the work for the Tabitha case. I know about the case. I've read up on the case. I know a little bit about it and everything. So she keeps me updated on it. So, and Mark Tate, he sends me stuff all the time about it.
Oh, he just sent me like several more emails.
Oh, it's a whole documentary.
Yeah, full of information that I got to go through.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, whoa. So I guess it's from Buffy's journal. That's what it is. It's all Buffy's journal. So
awesome, Country Dog Lady. Thank you so much. So if you are a YouTube creator and you have a channel, send us your link, email us your link. The email is scrolling at the bottom here of the screen. And we can help promote you.
My neck's been bothering the hell out of me all day. Weather up and down, up and down.
Yep. All right, everybody. Close us out, Frank. I got to go to bed.
All right, everybody. Much appreciated for everybody coming out tonight. We love everyone, each and one of you. You know what time it is on this end. It's the peace out time. One love.
One love. Thanks for joining us.
Good night, guys.
Good night.